So for no reason at all, it's always the dumb stuff, right? Walking Dead was talking about this. I cannot believe it. It's talking about this stuff. Now, I like to make it mysterious at the same time because I kind of want a better answer, right? But hold on, one more. Kind of reverse, right? So that's a little bit reverse. Also they keep going with the reverse, right? Okay. But remember Mario getting tall and everything? See, now when you flip it, now that's kind of the funniest thing too, is when you flip it, because the biggest distraction behind this thing is Masingo. Masingo is just a very, it's a thing up there too. But the actual stuff that's worth money, that's worth time, money, effort, da 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 da. Because look, you have this even up here doing this, and you have this, and see how this just warps like that, and that's the thing behind it. Okay, it's actual content and actual progress between things and what things are, is it's kind of like a merge. It's almost like a merge. Okay, so it's like a merge, but it's like a what's key to video games is you even see the fan having it there too. So the fan has that right there, right? But what's a component? What's a component of what this is and everything, and why this is happening, or what's behind this? Is because you even look at the PlayStation logo. See how the PlayStation logo just does that. And then you get the differences between you think PlayStation and Nintendo are different, but they're not. There's a tendency to be I'm trying to break that branch with people, because I'm telling them, when I'm showing them stuff in Shadow of Colossus, it's just as important as Mario 64. It's right there. It's important with it, and overall, that has been that's been one of the big things, because you have to a simple way you look at it is you're looking at Ganondorf, right, being with the Xenosaga characters. Okay, so during that time, because it was a limited time event, okay, at Best Buy. There was limited time events of it, and you would have the PS1, right? And you'd have the Dreamcast being heavily advertised because Pokemon Stadium was out there, right? So Pokemon Stadium was out there. Now, crazy enough as it is, the Game Boy cartridges had some things, but not only just the Game Boy cartridge's size had some mystery going on, right? You could take your Game Boy game, of course, and you could plug it into the 64 Play Pokemon, right, through Pokemon Stadium. And that is there's a funny thing behind that. Do I think there's something with the Nintendo 64 and Pokemon Stadium? Yes, I actually do think there is something with that, because there was some things to the Super Game Boy that you could play on your Super Nintendo, and you could play Game Boy games on your Super Nintendo, and there were some things you could find. But if the reason I talk about that too is because because all the general of that too is when I was playing Pokemon on Pokemon Stadium, when I was playing Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Red, because there was the idea that you could do different stuff, and you can do different stuff, and it's there's different ideas to it, and there's a trade method. There's a method of trading, and then once you've traded your Pokemon, right, and getting to new areas in Pokemon Blue and Red or Pokemon Yellow, okay, and then the method is you do that, but then you take your saved file and you put it on the Nintendo 64. So there's always something crazy going on, very crazy. the thing that the exciting part is this shape that I'm talking about. Look how the shape's even horizontal. You see how the shape's now just horizontal like that? The reason I talk about this shape, and I think it does get disturbing because when you cut it off like that, okay, and then of course when you flip it over, we got stub, right? So there's stub, right? But what's even just creepy about it is we just take that out, okay? We just take this out, and we got some other stuff. I like to use Grimer and Muck as the easy one, you know? But yeah. Yeah, there's some crazy, crazy things that go on. I mean, you know, there's Wind Waker, of course, with the slimes. And my favorite one to say is this one, too, because the Shin Megami Tensei fans are always curious of my opinion. Well, do you remember how they remade Soul Hackers and they gave you a new system? They gave you a new they gave you a new currency system with the floating spirit. And then in Apocalypse, we'd of course have a piece of garbage guy that gets revived as a ghost, you know. So yeah, the reason it makes things so easy too is, do you see this? Look at this. You see that, right? You saw them. If you look at my Mario Galaxy video and you see stuff like that right there, okay? There's the tail thing. Oh my gosh, and I hate this. I really do hate this right here because I want a better analysis of this, because that's what I'm saying. The tail, the tail that they're using for this, and then they kind of flip this. So you would flip this, right? And then that would be like a tail too, right? Or that'd be like a foot, right? I go more with the foot on this one, and I'm just hoping this is the tail, but you know, you know, you just kind of gotta be like, okay, well, I gotta put some more stuff into it, okay? But and you notice how it kind of looks like a 4, right? So it looks like a 4 Maya, right? But it's also, there's also this idea. Where the heck is this? Ew, yeah. There's this. Look at this. See that? Yeah. I want to see it sometimes. That's why I want to see it, because when I talk about Splatoon and Mario stuff, you know how like there's like the objects and the changes. That's the stuff I like talking about. Like, I actually like, speaking about. Another thing that you'll notice interesting when you flip this thing upside down and you like look at this, and you just see, because remember, Wanderer's in the picture for a reason. Okay, so why is Wanderer in this picture also? Well, Wanderer is in this picture because oh my gosh, I feel the disturbing stuff with Wanderer, and even you could even say them too. Them over here, Mono, like I don't know, Yorda, Yorda and the boy, right? There's so many things you feel. Yeah, but this is good upside down, just as this is good at upside down. Okay, and that's why you have to. The changed color of the horse, by the way, that you can unlock, like where your horse changes color. I always felt like that's good, but I always felt like that was a distraction. And the reason I feel like that's a distraction is because you get into Goita stuff, right? And when you get into the Goita stuff and you start to like look at that stuff, okay, you don't get to see you'll see the Goita stuff, and of course there's some ideas behind Goita, Shin Megami Tensei, all kinds of stuff. But the thing that you're missing is that's kind of like a thing to support fans, like support fans. But when you actually see a secret of a video game, and look, we got the shape again on the horse. But when you see like the content of what it's trying to be or what it's trying to do, this needs a lot of like the Ico stuff. It needs a lot of observing, you know.